Okay, good morning, everybody. Sorry about that. I know that we're running a little bit later than usual. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Had some technical difficulties with the computer just now, so thank you so much for waiting for me. Let me see who is watching. Good morning. Let's see. We have Nora and Lauren are watching from Martinez, from Antigua, California for Lillian. Library Lover, Saratoga. Good morning, everybody. Ready to talk like a pirate? Excellent. Maya's watching from New York. Nathan's from Michigan. Wesley's from Montreal, Canada. Good morning, Wesley. Arjun from San Jose. Miriam's from Santa Clara. Hello. Hi from Gigi and Joey and Redwood City. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Good morning. I'm here from Durban, South Africa. Welcome. Well, we have friends all over the world, as always. Thank you so much for being here today. We have a Shan from Fremont. Welcome. Okay, so before we get started, can you tell me at home, what are we going to be talking about today? I'm going to step out. You can see the background. What are we talking about today? We're talking about pirates. That's right. I love pirates. Pirates is one of my favorite story time themes. We're going to have so much fun today. So I'm going to ask you for a favor. I have a pirate hat here, right? You may or may not have a pirate hat at home. So do me a favor, grab a hat, any hat if you have one. If not, we can put on a pretend hat. So that's right, Aria, good job. So I'm going to put on my pirate hat. If you have a pirate hat at home, go ahead and grab it. If you have another type of hat, we can always play pretend that it's a pirate hat. So go ahead and put on a hat. I'm going to wear a pirate hat today. We're going to be talking all about pirates. So let me share my screen while you guys go grab a hat. Going to go over a couple things here. Oh, what's this? Hold on 1 second. Let's close this. Okay, here we go. All right, so I do want to remind you that today we are actually doing a craft after story time. So if you want to stick along for the craft, you can. I asked you for some supplies ahead of time. If you don't have the supplies, you can stay and just watch the story time, watch how we do the craft and do it later. You can also watch a recording of this story time on our YouTube channel. So before we start, parents, I have a question for you. What are the 3 components, according to First 5 California, that we have to do every day to improve our child's literacy? I'm going to ask you in the chat. See, parents, what are the 3 components that we have to do, not only during story time, but daily? Harry says, talk, read, sing. That's right. Do all those 3 things, and that will help your children develop larger vocabularies and also will stimulate their literacy development. And always remember, you are doing a great job as a parent. Keep it up. Okay, so how about we get started? I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Raise your hand if you're ready to start. Are we ready? Did you get your hats? Yes. I'm going to give you a couple more minutes. I'm going to set something up real quick before we start and give you a couple of minutes to make sure you have your hats ready. Where is? There we go. Okay. Make sure you have everything. You got your hats. Are you ready to talk like a pirate? My computer is not working today, guys. Can't even see the mouse. Might have to restart it. Okay, there we go. Okay, how about we just get started? Ready? And if you're at home, I'm gonna ask you to stand up. We'll stand up at home. Let's stand up. Are we standing? I'm gonna ask you parents. Parents, are we standing up? Raise your hand if we are. Oh, and if you don't know how to raise your hand, at the bottom here, there's a little hand icon like this. You can click that every time we ask you to raise your hand. So let's try that again. Parents, are we standing up at home? Raise your hand. Yes, we are. Good job. Okay, we're gonna get started. Ready? Here we go. Here's your first song. We're gonna go up, all the way up. We're gonna stretch all the way up, and then we're gonna go down, all the way down. Good job. Now we're gonna turn around. My pirate hats might fall off. Okay, ready? Now we're gonna touch the sky. Reach up all the way up. Touch the sky, good job. And then we're gonna touch the ground all the way down. Well done. Now, can you show me your fingers? You see? I'm looking. Show me your fingers. Good job. You can take your fingers And you're going to wiggle your fingers like this. Now take your toes, look down on your toes, and you're going to wiggle your toes. Good job. You're going to take your shoulders, and you're going to wiggle your shoulders. And finally, in the count of 3, we're going to say hello. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Great job. Now, here's our first song about pirates. Do you have, before we start, do you have a favorite pirate? Can you tell me who your favorite pirate is? If you know any, that will be good to know. If you know of any pirates, I would love to know the names of some pirates. So I'll wait in the chat. Tell me who your favorite pirate is. Mine is, I don't know, you guys probably don't know who that is, but it's Captain Jack Sparrow is my favorite pirate. Let's see. Library Lover says, Dread Pirate Roberts. That's a good one. Good job. Well done. Jagger says, Captain Greenbeard. Very good. Hamboony. Very nice. If you don't have a favorite pirate, that's totally fine. But and if we're talking about real pirates, I must say my favorite pirate was Blackbeard. He was a scary pirate. He really was. All right. So what do pirates do? Can you tell me a couple things in the chat? What do pirates do out in the ocean? What do they look for? Where do they live? Can you tell me a little bit about pirates? Because I don't know that much about pirates. I'll wait and see in the chat. I know a lot of you are too little to type. So tell your parents, and then your parents can type it out for me. Nora and Lauren say they look for treasure. Mihika says look for treasures. Emily says sails. Yes, correct. So they hunt for treasures, Arjun. Look for booty. That's right. They do. Correct. Library Lover says we think they boat. Boats going on the water. Pirate Lover's name is Pirate Enzo. Okay, thank you. Pirate Enzo. They say ahoy. That's true. They do. They do. And they say yo-ho as well, right? I learned that from Disneyland. They live in a ship and they hunt for treasure and they look for gold. Good job, you guys. Yes, all those things. Correct. So our first song is actually going to be us looking for some gold. Now raise your hand if you know the song Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. Can you raise your hand if you know that song? Raise your hand. Do you know the song Zoom, Zoom, Zoom? We're going to the moon. Anybody? Yes. A couple? Okay. If you don't know it, that's totally fine. I'm going to teach it to you. And the song is all about looking for booty and treasure and gold. Okay. So it goes like this. I'm going to show it to you and then we're going to do it together. Okay. Ready? It goes zoom, zoom, zoom. We're looking for doubloons. Now doubloons is a fancy way of saying gold coin. So it goes zoom, zoom, zoom. We're looking for doubloons. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard me pirate ship. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're looking for doubloons. Now, here's the fun part. I'm going to count down. I'm going to say in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And when we get to 1, parents, we're going to grab our kids and we're going to lift them all the way up. And we're going to say ahoy super loud. And if you are too big for your parent to lift you, that's fine. We're going to lift ourselves and we're going to jump up. Are we ready? Raise your hand if we're ready to try. Are we ready? Are we ready? I don't see a lot of hands. We must not be ready yet. Oh, here we go. Good job. And my friends on YouTube, I can see you. I know you guys are ready as well. Here we go. Ready? Let's try it a couple times. 1, 2, 3. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're searching for doubloons. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're searching for doubloons. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard me pirate ship. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're searching for doubloons. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ahoy! Good job. Did you try that at home? Raise your hand if you got lifted. Raise your hand. Did we lift up? Did we lift ourselves up? Let's do that one more time. This one's super fun. Fix my pirate hat. Here we go. All right, ready? One more time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're searching for doubloons. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're searching for doubloons. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard me pirate ship. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're searching for doubloons in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ahoy! Good job, everyone. Give yourselves a round of applause. Well done. Raise your hand if you lifted up twice. Did we go up all the way up? Yes, good job. Well done. Thank you, parents. Thank you, kids. Well done. All right. Our next song is actually my all-time favorite storytime song. I love it so much. Now, can you raise your hand if you used to come to Storytime in person here at the Central Park Library? Anybody? We have a couple. Okay, good. Did you used to come to Storytime with me specifically on Saturdays? Raise your hand. Anybody? Yes? Good job. So if you did come to Saturday Storytime, you know we do the song every single Saturday. It is my favorite Storytime song. It's called Over the Deep Blue Sea. Now, something I forgot to give you guys, and it's because my computer is not working very well, is our song sheet. So let me see if I can pull it up for you. I know I have it. So I created a song sheet with all the lyrics of all the songs we're going to be doing today. I just sent it over to you. So check out the chat. There's a link in the chat. Click that link and that will show you our song sheet. So, and again, I apologize. My computer is really not working today, so I can't move the mouse very well. So normally I would show you the screen and show you the lyric sheet, but go ahead and click on that link, please. Make sure that you can see the lyrics. And the song that we're going to be doing right now is called Over the Deep Blue Sea. This is my all-time favorite Storytime song. And there's a couple steps, okay? So let me show it to you. He goes, it's actually about weather and pirates. So it goes, we're going to start with sunny. So it was a sunny day when I went to play down by the sea. We're going to make ocean waves like this. I climbed aboard a pirate ship, and the captain, that's me, the captain said to me, we're going this way, we're going to go to the right, you're right, that way, we're going to go to the left, and then we're going to go forward, backward, up, down, over the deep blue sea, okay? And the weather is going to change, so we're going to say sunny. Can you show me sunny? Go like this, sunny, good job. Then we're going to say windy. Windy's like this. Take out your arms, wiggle it like the wind. Windy. We're going to say rainy. Rainy, like the rain falling down. Then we're going to say snowy. How are we snowy? Snowy's like this. One snowflake here, one there. Snowflakes. Like that. And finally, there's stormy. Super hard rain. Okay? All right, raise your hand if we got it. Can we get it down? Can we do it? Yes, we're good? Okay, so there's actually a background track to the song, and let me make sure, I always test the sound just to make sure that you can hear the song okay. So let's see. Let me share my screen, let me share my sound. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna make sure, I'll test it with you to make sure you can hear the song okay, okay? Here we go, share the sound. All right, let me know if you can hear it. Here it goes. Okay, can you hear that? And if so, how is it? Is it good? Is it too loud? Not loud enough? Aria says you can hear you well. Okay, as long as you can hear the song. All right, good? Okay, let's get started. Here we go. Let's start it over. Okay, here we go. Ready?
'Twas a sunny day when I went to play down by the sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, we're going this way, that way, forwards, backwards, up and down, over the deep blue sea.
Good job. This one's windy, okay?
'Twas a windy day when I went to play down by the sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, we're going this way, that way, forwards, backwards, up and down, over the deep blue sea.
Good job. This one's rainy. Ready?
'Twas a rainy day when I went to play down by the sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, we're going this way, that way, forwards, backwards, up and down, over the deep blue sea.
Good job. Next one's snowy. Remember.
'Twas a snowy day when I went to play down by the sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, we're going this way, that way, forwards, backwards, up and down, over the deep blue sea.
Good job. Last one is stormy. Ready?
'Twas a stormy day when I went to play down by the sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, we're going this way, that way, forwards, backwards, up and down, over the deep blue sea.
One more time.
This way, that way, forwards, backwards, up and down, over the deep blue sea.
Faster.
This way, that way, forwards, backwards, up and down, over the deep blue sea.
Good job. Well done, everyone. Good job. Raise your hand if you love that song. Raise your hand. Did we love that song? Yes, we did. Okay, let me stop sharing the audio. And then we can move on to our next song. Okay. All right. I love that song. That's actually my all-time favorite Storytime song. If you are interested, it's called Over the Deep Blue Sea. It's on YouTube. It has a really cute video. So I'm not showing you the video today because I'm actually showing you a different one, but I love that song. All right, let's move on. Raise your hand if you love to read. Raise your hand if you love to read so much. Raise your hand, raise your hand. Do we love to read? Yes, we do. This is Santa Clara City Library. We love to read. And speaking of reading, if you haven't done so already and you live in the area in the Silicon Valley, so you live in San Jose, Santa Clara, if you live in Mountain View or Sunnyvale, you can sign up for our summer reading program right here, the sclibrary.org/summer reading. If you complete 20 hours of reading between now and July 31st, you have quite a few days left. You can do it. And then once you complete that, you can actually come in and get a prize. So make sure you sign up for the summer reading activity. And actually, the book that we're going to be reading today will take probably about 5 minutes. So that will help towards your 20-hour goal. All right. So today we're going to read a really cute book called Pirates Love Underpants. I love that book so much. It's super funny. So it's a different kind of goal that they're looking for in this book. In this book, they want underpants. So let's see what that's about. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to get to the songs. Another of my favorite pirate songs. But right now, we're going to get started with our book. All right, here we go. That is funny, I know. We'll see how silly it is. Here we go. Oh, let me turn off my video so you can see the screen all the way. Okay, you should still be able to hear me though. Here we go. Pirates Love Underpants by Claire Friedman and Ben Court. These pirates so love underpants. They're on a special quest to find the fabled pence of gold for the captain's treasure chest. Anchors away, the captain cries. Hoist a black bloomer sail. Unfurl the secret treasure map. Pence pirates never fail. Black bloomer bobs up on the waves. The captain shouts, hooray! Sharks in fancy underpants. We've found Big Knickers Bay. Now, do sharks wear underpants? Do they? I don't know that they do. But okay, let's keep going. The pirates grabbed their shiny swords and rowed their boats to shore. Yikes, me hearties, what is this? Someone's been here before. Oh no. Look, even the monkey's wearing underpants. So cute. And so is the bird. That's silly. Oh, let's look sideways. Lean your head sideways. Let's see what it says. The footprints lead through shifting dunes across the three-pence ridge. Snap, snap, snarl the hungry crocs beneath the Long John Bridge. Uh-oh. The pirates wade through gurgling swamps, through caves as black as night. They trek through prickly undergrowth, then gulp. Oh, what a sight! Yeah, we got some snakes, a couple mean looking spiders. Ooh, that's scary. We're here too late, the pirates gasp. Another pirate crew. They found the golden underpants. What are we going to do? Even the cat is wearing underpants, and so is the dog. The captain has a cunning plan. It's clever. It's fantastic. Grab their fancy underpants and cut through the elastic. As the rival pirates sleep, they snip round on tiptoe. But help! The captain's parrot squawks and wakes them up. Oh no! Grab those pants, the captain roars. They're after us. Ooh, arr! But with their pants around their feet, they don't get very far. Uh-oh. Are they going to be able to steal it? Yo ho, 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 the pirate stands. Fine treasure fills our hold. But what's the booty we love best? The glittering pants of gold. So, when you put your pants on, check the elastic is in place. Or like those silly pirates found, you'll have a bright red face. And good job, everyone. Raise your hand if you like the book. Raise your hand. That book was really silly. So in this book, what was their gold? Their gold was an underpants. So make sure you keep an eye on your underpants at home. You don't want any pirates to steal it. All right. Now, let's move on to our next song. Let's stand up again. So if we sat down for the book, let's stand up one more time. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Just a little bit. How many fingers do you have on your hand? Can you tell me? A little bit. How many fingers? I don't count very well, so I'm going to need your help doing some counting for this song. Show me your fingers. Can you show me your fingers? How many fingers do we have? Let's count it together. Ready? We got Alia says 5. Mahika says 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. And June says 10. Nora and Lauren said 10. Yes. So if you take both of your hands, you have 10. But we're only going to do one hand right now. So we have 5, right? And we're going to take our fingers and we're going to pretend each of our fingers is a pirate. So now we have 5 little pirates. And here's our next song. I'll put the song sheet on the chat one more time, just to make sure you guys got that. And our song is 5 Little Pirates, and it goes like this. Show me your hands. Show me your fingers. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Start with 5. 5 little pirates jumping on the deck. One jumped up and bumped her head. The captain called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more pirates jumping on the deck." We take one pirate away. How many do we have left? Show me your fingers. We have 4. Good job. Here we go. Ready? Good job, Alias is 4. Well done. Ready? 4 little pirates jumping on the deck. One jumped up and bumped his head. The captain called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more pirates jumping on the bed." How many do we have left on the deck? How many pirates do we have left if we take one away? We have 3 pirates left. Good job. All right, here we go. One more. Ready? 3. Thank you, Alia. 3 little pirates jumping on the deck. One jumped up and bumped their head. The captain called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more pirates jumping on the deck." How many do we have left? 2 pirates. Now, can you do it a little bit faster? Raise your hand if you could do it a little bit faster. Raise your hand, raise your hand. Can we do the song a little faster? Let's try it. Here we go. Looks like you can. Okay, okay. Let's try it. Ready? Here we go. Two little pirates jumping on the deck. One jumped up and bumped her head. The captain called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more pirates jumping on the deck." And we have how many pirates left? Just one. Are you ready for super speed? We're going to do this one super fast. Raise your hand. Can we do it super fast? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, here we go. Super fast. Ready? One little pirate jumping on the deck. One bumped up and bumped his head. The captain called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more pirates jumping on the deck." And how many pirates do we have left? 0. Good job, everyone. Well done. All right, we're almost out of time. So I'm going to actually skip the song, Sail, Sail, Sail Your Ship. That one you can do at home. It's very easy because we have to get started on the craft now. So I'm going to show you another one of my favorite pirate songs. This is not necessarily a story time song because it has a lot of words. We can't do this at story time, but I can show you the video. It's from the show Lazy Town. Can you raise your hand if you've ever seen the TV show Lazy Town? Have you ever seen Lazy Town? Anybody? We have a few people that watch Lazy Town. Lazy Town is so awesome. I love it so much. And they have a really good pirate song. So let me just show you the video, okay? And then we'll move on to the craft. So I'm going to share my screen one more time. And here is our song. Oh, let me make sure you can hear it. If you haven't seen Lazy Town, it's kind of old, so I don't know if it's available on Netflix anywhere. But I know that it's on YouTube, this specific song. Okay. I'm going to just make sure you can hear it, okay? Let me test it.
Do what you want because a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
Okay. Can you hear it? Can you let me know in the chat? Can you hear it okay? Or raise your hand if you can hear it. Yes? Okay. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my video so you can watch the whole thing. Here we go.
Do what you want because a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Yar, har, fiddle-dee-dee. Being a pirate is a right to be. Do what you want because a pirate is free. You are a pirate. You are a pirate. We got us a map to lead us to a hidden box that's all locked up with locks and buried deep away. We'll dig up the box. We know it's full of precious booty. Bust open the locks, and then we'll say hooray!
Yar, har, fiddle-dee-dee. If you look sail the sea, you are a pirate.
Weigh anchor! Yar, har, fiddle-dee-dee. Being a pirate is horrid to be. Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Ar, yar, ahoy in the blast. Tinky, fast. Hang the black flag at the end of the mast. You are a pirate. We're sailing away. Adventure waits on every shore. We set sail and explore, and Ren and Jem all day. We float on our boat until it's time to drop the anchor. Then hang up our coats until we sail again.
Yar, har, fiddle-dee-dee. If you look sail the sea, you are a pirate.
Hey, wow! Land ho! Yar, har, fiddle-dee-dee. Being a pirate is a red with me. Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Yar, har! Wind at your back, lads, wherever you go. Blue sky above and blue ocean below. You are a pirate. You are a pirate.
Yay, I love that song so much. So actually, let me share you the link because I love this song even as an adult. I love this song so much. So if you want to watch it again, here is the link to the YouTube song. Raise your hand if you like the song. Raise your hand. Did we like that song? It was super fun, right? I love Lazy Town. Good job, everybody. So we're going to move on to our craft now. Let's do our last song. If you're sticking around for the craft, I'll go over the materials one more time at the end. So let's just move on to our last song. Remember how we stretched in the beginning? Stand up one last time for today. Let's stand up. And we're gonna Ready? Here we go. We're gonna tickle the clouds all the way up. Tickle the clouds all the way up, and then you're gonna tickle your toes all the way down. Good job. Now you're gonna turn around and touch your nose. See you. Good job. Now you're gonna reach down low, all the way down. Reach down low. You're gonna reach up high, all the way up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And story time is over. Wave goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a great weekend. If you are not sticking around for the crafts and you are on your way out, thank you so much for coming. Otherwise, if you want to stick around for the craft, let me show you what you're going to need. Then I'm going to give you a few minutes to gather your supplies while I set up my camera for the craft. So let me share the screen with you one more time. Okay, here we go. It's this one. Okay, so here's our craft. It's a pirate parrot. It's going to be super, super fun to make. You're actually going to be able to perch a little parrot up on your hand. So here are the things that you need. Now, just to see, can you raise your hand if you're actually going to take part in the craft? Or you can tell me in the chat. So raise your hand if you actually have all the supplies that you need. You do? Oh, okay, a lot of people. Okay, that's good. I'm glad. All right, so you're gonna need a toilet paper roll. You're gonna need some feathers, one piece of construction paper of any color. In my case, I'm gonna do the red parrot that you see there. We're gonna need some white paper, yellow and black. And that's gonna be for the beak here, the feet, and the white part on the eyes and the eye patch. Then you're gonna need 1 or 2 pipe cleaners, and that's how you're gonna be able to stand it up on your hand. You're gonna need a googly eye, just one, because he has a patch. Scissors, a glue stick or white glue, tape, and a hole puncher. So go ahead and grab all of those things. I'm gonna take a break and get everything ready for you guys. If you have any questions, oh, let me see, we have a question in the Q&A. If you have any questions, you can ask me and I'll get to them when I come back. Okay, so I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna set up the screen for the craft and you guys can go ahead and grab what you need, okay? Okay, I just want to make sure. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you raise your hand? Hi, Mihika, thank you for coming. Can you tell me in the chat if you can hear me? Please. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Yes, okay, excellent. We are almost ready. Does everybody have their stuff that they need? Okay. Okay, I have to set up a second camera for the craft, so I just want to make sure everything's working. Okay, let me try and turn it on and see if you can see it. Okay, perfect. I'm actually going to spotlight this one. All right, so can you see it as, can you see the big screen now right here? Can you see my hand? Yes, okay, good. So as you can tell, I have a surface that I don't mind getting dirty just because today doesn't require a lot of coloring. We've done some paint crafts and other times, but this one does require some gluing. So I just want to make sure I have a surface that I don't mind getting dirty that I can just wipe down when we're done. Okay, so let's get started. Like I said, you're gonna need some different colored paper. And this one, you can see it has some writing on it just because I like recycling, don't like throwing stuff away. So this is my paper that I'm gonna use. I also have some feathers here, a little bag of feathers. I have my pipe cleaners. I have my hole puncher right here. I have some scissors and some glue stick. I also have regular glue and I have my googly eye and here somewhere. So I think it's in this cup. Here we go. Here's my googly eye. So that's all you're gonna need. And most important of all, you're going to need your toilet paper roll. This is gonna be the base of your parrot. Okay, let's get started. Are we ready to start? Can you raise your hand if you're ready to start with me? And excellent, thank you. And parents, please, if I'm going too fast, I do realize that it's just me, whereas you guys at home, you may have one or two or several children doing this craft with you at the same time. So please let me know if you need me to slow down, take a break. I am more than happy to do so. Okay, so first you're gonna need your larger piece of paper, whatever color you chose. And if you can, tell me in the chat what color your parrot is gonna be, because real parrots come in all different colors. I love birds. They come in different colors. I actually had one of my pets who passed unfortunately, but I loved her more than anything. Her name was Jackie, and she was all gray, but she had a red tail. She was what's called an African gray parrot, and they come in all different colors and sizes. So let me know what color your bird is going to be. I'd love to know. Thank you, Nora and Lauren. I appreciate it. So yes, if you need me to take a break, please let me know. You have red and blue. That's good. That's awesome. And I would love to see pink too. I would love to see your creations after. So when we're done, I'm going to put my email in the chat. If you can send me some pictures, parents, that would be excellent. We do repost those to social media. So if you don't want your child's face in it, don't include your child's face in it, but just take a picture of the craft and we'll post it. All right, here we go. Let's start. So we're going to take our toilet paper roll. We're going to put it right here against the edge. See how I'm going to line it up? And this is because I'm gonna measure how much paper I'm going to need. So I'm actually gonna need a pencil. Let me grab that real quick. Okay, I have a pencil here, and that's gonna help me measure where I'm gonna cut. So you see here, we're gonna have to cut at the same height as the paper. So I'm gonna line up this edge here at the bottom and this one right here. And then I'm gonna mark it. So it's right here. And just the line doesn't have to be straight or perfect, but now I know I'm gonna cut there, right? And then once we have it marked, we're actually gonna roll the paper. So you might need help this is gonna be the most difficult part, I promise. You might need help from your parents for this. But we're gonna roll it just to make sure we have enough paper to cover the whole toilet paper roll, which is gonna be our bird. So looking at it, looks like right here is gonna be where I'm gonna cut. And I'm just gonna mark it, draw a rough line. And now I know. And see, now I have two markings here. I have one here. I'm just gonna draw it. If you have a ruler, you can do it. If you're fancy like that and you have a ruler, I don't have a ruler right now. So I'm just gonna do a straight line there. in a straight line here, and they don't have to be perfect. And this is what I'm gonna need to cover my whole toilet paper roll. So just checking in on you guys. And if you can, let me know when you're ready to move on, and we'll move on. In the meantime, let me just check on my friends on YouTube, see how they're doing. I'm sorry about starting late and all the technical difficulties. My computer is not letting me see the mouse, so it's very difficult. Oh yes, you do have we do have a Zoom. Somebody on YouTube, I'm sorry, I just got to your questions. We do have a Zoom. Let me get that link for you. So we do have a Zoom going on right now, and I can share that link with you. 1 second. We have some friends on YouTube that want to join the Zoom session. Weird. My computer is not being nice to me today. My friend on YouTube, I can't share the link with you. I'm so sorry. My computer is not working right now. But if you can hear me, if you're still there, you can go to sclibrary.org/events, and you should look at today's event. It's called the You Are a Pirate Storytime, and you'll be able to find the link there. So that's SC, as in Santa Clara, sclibrary.org/events. Okay, we have Kiana asked us to slow down. Is everybody ready to move on to the next step? Raise your hand if you are. Are we ready? Okay. All righty. So the next step is that you're actually going to go ahead and cut this out. So take your time. I'm going to do this very slowly. Take your time cutting. And go ahead and cut it out. I'm going to try and get this link. Oh, there we go. Is it working now? Oh, there we go. Okay. So go ahead and cut it out. And while you're doing that, I'm going to help my friend on YouTube get on Zoom really quick. And take your time, cut it out. And I'll do mine quickly so that we can catch up with each other. There's so many technical difficulties today. My apologies. Hopefully soon we'll be able to see you in person. Okay, my friend on YouTube, Unicorn Rainbow, here is the link. I put it on the chat for you. And the passcode is Storytime. So I put that all in the YouTube chat. If you're still there and you can't hear me, make sure you check out the chat. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's cut. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can fix it later. All right, is everybody doing okay? Are we ready to move on to the next step? Raise your hand. Okay, and I know everybody moves at different paces, so if the majority of the group decides when we're gonna move on, I'm just gonna go with that. But remember, you can go to our YouTube channel and rewind if you need more time. So I'm gonna put that in the chat. youtube.com/City of Santa Clara Library. And if you're new here, this is your first time with us, you know, all of our story times are being recorded and they're put on YouTube, so you can watch all of the ones we've had for a year and a half now. Okay, are we ready to move on? By a raise of hands, are we ready to move on to the next step? Yes, okay. So our next step is going to be gluing the body of our bird to the toilet paper roll. So depending on what you got, you might have your white glue, you might have your glue stick. I'm going to use the white glue just because that holds up a little bit better than the glue stick does. So that's my personal preference. Both of them will work though. If you are using a glue stick, you might have to use more glue than normal just because this is pretty thick and this one's pretty thick. So make sure you use a lot, but I'm gonna use my white glue for this part, and I'm actually gonna put it all over. It comes out. I think it's stuck. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put it all over. And more importantly than putting it in the middle is the edges, because that's where really you want it to stay the most. So I'm gonna put it around. That's a lot of glue, I know, but I just want to make sure it stays. I'm gonna put glue everywhere. And the edge here, running out of glue, so it's kind of difficult to take it out. All right, there it is. And now I'm gonna put the toilet paper roll right here. Try to align it with at least one side of it. Make sure you align it with the edge of the paper, because that way it'll be easier to make it stand. So now that it's aligned, I'm just gonna roll it up. There's a lot of glue coming out. That's fine. Here it goes. Roll it up. Roll it up. And then you have base for your parrot. And when you get to the edge here, if you want, you can add some more glue just to make sure it stays at the end. You can see, and it's kind of falling off. So when you use a lot of white glue, you really have to like hold it down for it to stay like this. And then it'll stay. And then in the meantime, we're gonna let it dry a little bit. And we're gonna move on to other things, like putting out the wings and all that good stuff. So let me put some more glue in here. Or if you want, you could also do a mix of both of your glues if you have both of them like me. I'm actually gonna put some glue right here. This might be easier. And it comes out purple, but it actually will dry clear, so you don't have to worry about that. It's like magic. It comes out one color, dries up a different color. All right, there it is. Now we have the body for our parrot. So we're gonna put this on the side. I'm gonna give it some time to dry. Give you guys some time to catch up. And when you're ready to move on, by show of hands, how are we doing? Are we ready to move on to the next step? Yes, yes, okay, we're ready. So if anybody is having a hard time catching up, go ahead and head to YouTube. You can watch your recording then. Okay, we're ready for the next step. Okay, so now we are gonna make the wings for our bird, which will be kind of similar to what we just did. We just kind of have to measure out how long the body is, and we wanna make the wings about that size. So again, where'd my pencil go? My pencil's right here. So I see it's kind of, I'm just gonna mark it off in the corner here. This is the length of my bird. Again, I'm gonna make a very vague line. And so wings are my favorite part of this craft, because you can actually make them whatever size and whatever shape you want. So not all birds have super long wings, right? And parrots do. And if we're thinking about a macaw kind of bird that we're doing here, you want it to have long wings. But this is your creation. It's your pirate parrot. You can do it however you want. So you can have tiny wings that make him look silly. You can have huge wings that make her look gorgeous. Whatever kind of parrot you want to do, they're going to look great. So I'm actually just going to do a seed looking shape, an oval shape. And I'm gonna add some wings. So it goes like this. So I'm gonna, now that I have the measurement of how long I want it, and if you wanted to, you could give it really long wings too. So I'm gonna draw an oval like that. And that's gonna be my wings. But birds have feathers that kind of stick out. So I'm actually going to draw a second feather kind of sticking out like that. And so that's going to be my shape. Then I'll do it again on this side. And again, they don't have to be the same either. You could do it however you want. And then we're going to do one wing here and one here. And there are my wings. So when I cut it out, the part that has all the drawing, I'm actually going to turn it over so that you can't see it. And how are you doing? Are you guys doing okay? Are we still drawing? Okay, can you, and if you, I'm actually just going to move on until somebody tells me that I need to slow down. But if you're already done with this part, all you got to do is go ahead and start cutting it out. So I'm going to cut this out. Remember, with these crafts, we here at the Santa Clara City Library never do anything perfect. We like the diversity of having things different sizes, different shapes. It doesn't always have to be perfect. So do it however you feel comfortable. If you want to do it perfect, then go ahead. If you want to do 2 different color wings, 2 different sizes of wings, just one wing or no wings, it doesn't matter. It's completely up to you, and it's going to be beautiful whatever way you choose. So here is the wing. So when you turn it over, it looks like a wing, right? And it's gonna be right there on the bird. It's gonna look good. So here's one, and I'm gonna cut the other one. You need me to slow down? Okay, I'll slow down a little bit. And then guys, whenever you're ready to move on to the next step, please tell me in the chat. So just say ready, and then I'll know to move on to the next step. That's gonna be it for the red paper for me. Another idea could be that you can have one wing like this, and you can actually add different layers of colors, because these types of birds, macaws, have so many beautiful feathers, and they're multicolored birds actually. So you could do that if you wanted. See, they're not equal, but I love them. They look cute. All right, I'll wait until somebody tells me that they're ready to move on to the next step. In the meantime, let me check on YouTube. YouTube is good. How are we doing? Anybody ready to move on or not yet? Still cutting. Okay, no problem. Take your time. I'll just, you know what, while I wait for you guys, I'm gonna select my feathers for my bird's head. So take your time, keep cutting. I'm gonna gather some feathers. This one's cute. Gonna be too many feathers. They're so pretty. How am I supposed to choose just one? Do you want me to draw a wing one more time? Sure. Yes, I can. So I have some paper left over here. The way that I drew my wing is I kind of did an oval shape like this. So it's, if you think of a seed looks something like this, like that, right? Or maybe like an eye. Maybe we wanted to do a face. So it's an oval shape, but it's kind of pointy in the ends, like this. So what you can do, actually, what might be easier, let me turn this over. If you draw a narrow circle, that would work. So draw a narrow circle, and it's called an oval. So if you draw it, and you can actually do a few tries here because you're going to cut it out anyway. So you can draw it like that, and then you just narrow down the edges to make it look like a wing, like that. So I'm just going to mark it. So that can be the base for your wing. And then to add the feathers, all you have to do is add little triangles on the edges. So you can actually do it on both sides. That would look really cute. So you can do that and do 2 of them. And they're kind of like if you were drawing a shark, and there's like a shark fin. So it kind of looks like a fish now. See that? And you can do it on the other side too. That kind of looks like a rocket. That's kind of cool. And then when you cut it out, it'll look like a feather, like a wing. Okay. Again, whenever you are ready to move on to the gluing part of the wings, let me know. Are we ready? I see a couple people raise your hand to move on. So by raise your hands, are we ready to move on? Okay. All righty. Again, no problem. Take your time. I'm going to try to slow it down as I go. Okay, so our next step is going to glue our wings now that we have them cut out to our bird. So you can do this in many, many ways. So if the bird wants to have the wings open, like birds do this thing when they're about to fly somewhere, they kind of like open the wings a little bit and then they take off. So if you want to have your bird open with the wings like that, that's actually how I'm going to do it. But the one that I showed in the picture had sideways, like they're resting, right? They're kind of resting their wings. So you can do this however you like. I'm going to do the open one just because for the other one, it had the wings open. So I want to try something new. So I'm just going to add, and for this part, it's pretty simple. You actually just have to add the glue to the top of the wing and then kind of fold it out so that they're like 3D, you know? So, and I'm actually going to add the glue to the part that has the pencil. So that way you can't see it when it's glued on the bird. So I'm going to add some glue here at the top, one wing, and then I'm going to glue it on the bird, kind of on the back of the bird for me. And then we're going to flare the wings out. It looks like he's about to take off. So I'm going to, now that I added the glue stick, I'm actually going to make sure you put that on there and you press it down, otherwise it might fall off. There's one, and here's my other one. There's glue all over my hands. This can get really messy. Even if you have a craft that is not super messy, I always find a way to make it very messy. Okay. We're about halfway through with the craft, and the rest is not that difficult. We'll move on pretty quickly. It's really the body is the most difficult part. Okay, and I'm going to glue it. See, now it fell off. Maybe there's something wrong with my glue stick. I just try to use it with the lid on. Let me try and use my white glue because this is not working. So I'm switching over from the glue stick to the white glue just because it wasn't sticking on very well. That buys us some time, which is good. Glue it on. And clear it out like that. Yeah, it stays better with the glue, the white glue for me. So depending what you have at home. Usually with crafts that involve construction paper, I try to have glue, white glue as well. It really depends what you're doing, that either one of them will work better than the other. So it's always best to have both if you can have them on hand. Okay, and there's my bird. Ooh, I glued this one. There we go. The wings are open. Looks like he's about to take off. Here's my bird. Yay! And that is the body. So I'll give you guys some time to catch up. Let me know when you're ready to move on. In the meantime, I can give my bird here some time to rest. I'm going through it today. Lots of cutting and gluing his poor little wings. While you are gluing your wings onto the bird, you can think of a name for your parrot. I decided I'm going to name mine Winston. Winston is going to be my parrot's name. It's a piratey name, right? Maybe. I think so. Here's my bird. He's so cute. I'm going to give him some time to rest. And just let me know when you are ready to move on to the next step. And for the next one, you are going to need your pencil for the next few, because we're going to draw some things and then we're going to glue them on. Maybe I should have glued it inside out. Now that I think about it, well, it looks good from the back though. It really depends. It doesn't matter. Looks good either way. How are we doing? Are we doing okay? Everybody's probably still gluing. When you guys are quiet, I know that you're busy. There's actually quite a lot of people doing this craft. Usually I have a smaller crowd for the craft, so I'm glad that you are all here. Thank you for being here. Okay, can you, let me see. Back to my panelists. Can you raise your hand if you're ready to move on? I'm actually going to put the hands down. So give me 1 second. Oh, we have a few. Okay. Let me lower all the hands. And let's try again. Raise your hand if you're ready to move on. 2, 2, 2, 4. Okay, we're ready. Okay. Alrighty. So our next step is going to be creating the rest of your parrot, which is going to be the eye section, the feet, the beak, and the eye patch. So birds, not all birds, but parrots for the most part have this white part around their eyes. And that's what we're going to try to recreate here. So if you have your googly eye, my googly eye is right here. You're going to need it because you're actually going to use your googly eye to measure how long the eye area is going to be. So you can kind of roughly estimate, if you take your parrot and you put it against this white paper, how big the face is going to be. Where is my pencil? How do I always lose my pencil? Hold on 1 minute. Get a new pencil. Okay, so you have about this much space here for the white area of the face. So you can kind of estimate here, it's a small amount. You can mark it about the same. So you want it to be like right here aligned, and then about here for it to stop. So I'm going to mark it on the paper. And so we have about this much space roughly, right? So this is what I marked. So we want to create kind of like, you know what, it's summer, and if you have goggles, if you go swimming, you have a pool, or you go to the pool, if you're going to the beach, or you're playing outside and you're wearing your goggles, that's kind of what we want to draw here for this bird. It's like a pair of goggles. So one of them, because this is a pirate, is going to have a patch. So that's why we need the googly eye to measure in the area around the googly eye and do the same thing on the other side. So let me show you how I'm going to do it. So we have this space here for the eyes. I'm going to put the eye right here. And I'm just going to draw what would look like a sleeping mask or a pair of goggles. We're going to do it on both sides. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, nothing we do here is perfect, but you kind of want to do a rough drawing and then you can do it again, clean it up a little bit on the other side. So see how it kind of looks like a snowman right now? I'm going to actually fix it so that it's a little bit more even. And that's the area that's going to be for your bird's eyes. So it kind of looks like more, that's like the goggles and more like a snowman actually, or a peanut. So you want to draw something like that. Okay. That's what you want to draw for the eye area. Then we'll cut out the eye patch. And so actually, that's good to remember, because before you cut out this area, this is where the eye patch is going to go. So the eye patch is very easy to draw. You just want to make sure that it fits in this area, right? Because it would cover the googly eye. So you can actually take the googly eye and draw your patch. And the patch is fun because you can do any shape of patch that you want. You could do a square, you can do a circle, you can do whatever. So I'm actually going to do like a mountain shape, kind of like this. That's what my eye patch is going to be like. So you want to make sure it's just a little bit bigger than the googly eye, right? So now that you have this area, just hold off on cutting it. Don't cut it off yet. You want to make sure that the eye patch goes on it first and then we can cut it. So here we go. I'm going to draw. I don't know if you can see it in the camera so well. I can see it pretty well in person. And then we're going to cut, measure around the googly eye. There we go. I'm going to mark it so you can see it. Maybe if I hold it up. See now? That's the one that I cut, and that's going to be my eye patch. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. And then when you're done cutting out your eye patch, you're actually going to glue it onto here, and then we'll cut out the whole thing together. It'll be a lot easier that way. And if it's too difficult for you to cut out an eye patch, you can always just draw it too with a marker. So it doesn't have to be just paper on paper on paper. I know these are pretty small pieces and you guys are still little. So what you can do instead, I'm going to make another one of these just to show you. So if this would be my eye area, right? Kind of like this. Instead of having to cut out the paper and gluing it on here, you can always just draw it on like that. And that could be your eye patch too. So it doesn't have to be cut out. I'm just showing you the way that I made it the first time. But there's always alternatives. Same thing, if you don't have a googly eye, you can always draw a googly eye. So I'm going to add some glue to the back of the eye patch. And then I'm going to put this on like that. So see, it's kind of like an unfinished pair of glasses. And I'm going to tilt it a little bit if I can. Kind of like an eye patch. You know, kind of like eye patches can go sideways sometimes. Like that. And now I'm going to cut it out. And for this one, because I glued the eye patch on, I'm going to try to cut out the pencil part. But even if they show a little bit, that's fine too. Oops. Okay, I didn't break it. Okay, and there's my eye area, peanut looking eye area. And now when you put it on the bird, it should be just the right size, see? And actually, once you would glue this on, if you want, you can add the whole eye patch looking thing. Now that are you done? Okay, so now that you're done with this part, you can actually glue this onto the bird. So I'm gonna take this, and the googly eye is actually gonna be the very last part. So we're gonna hold off on the googly eye because that one needs some time to dry. And that one for sure you're gonna need white glue, unless you have one of those self-adhesive ones. But we're gonna do the googly eye all the way at the end. Okay, so now you're gonna glue this onto the bird. I'm gonna put it like a little bit lower, kind of like there. And I'm gonna finish the look by using a marker and doing the line across like an eye patch, like that. Okay. And so the next part is going to be the beak and the feet. Okay, so how are we doing? Are you guys doing okay? Can you raise your hand if you're ready to move on? Or are we still gluing onto the bird? Yes, I can wait. No worries. Take your time. Okay, how are we doing? Okay. Again, this is roughly what your bird should look like. And if you are far enough ahead, if you're done with this part, you can actually start drawing the feet and the beak. But I think you guys are still working, so I'll give you guys some time. Just take your time. Take your time. We have nothing but time today. Don't worry. This is actually turning out to be a little bit longer than I thought. So thank you all for sticking with me. I know that all of you that stayed after story time are actually still here. So that's pretty awesome. Take your time and just instead of raising your hand when you're finished, just tell me in the chat, okay? If you can type it out, that way I know we can move on. Check on my friends on YouTube while I wait. YouTube is good. We're almost done, you guys. We only need the beak, the feet, and then optional is the feathers and to make it stand up on your hand. So we're almost there. Done. Okay. Kiana's done. Is anybody else finished? Can you raise your hand if anybody else is ready to move on? A few. Okay. Awesome. All right. So if we're ready to move on, our next step is going to be drawing the feet and the beak. So the feet and the beak are very, very easy. You just have to do them very small. You want to make sure it's about the same size as the eye patch because the mouth is going to go right here and the little feet are going to go here. So let me show you how to draw them. So given the space that we have, I'm going to put on my yellow paper here, measure out how big I want the beak to be. So I want it to be like right in the middle of this eye area. I'm just going to mark a square here. And this is how big I want it. It's going to be pretty tiny. So, and then the feet are going to be about the same size. So we're going to mark a line here and here. And this is the space I'm going to use. That's it. It's small. So for the beak, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a triangle, right? Because beaks are intricate in real life, but for this specific craft, we're just going to do a little triangle. So I'm just going to take the top here and I'm just going to do one line here and one line here. And that's going to be my beak. And then for the feet, I'm going to use the same square here. I'm going to draw a line here and I'm going to draw some toes. So I'm going to do 1, 2, kind of like a W. And I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. Technically, they don't have 2 toes, but I don't want to overcomplicate it too much because this is already really small as it is to cut out. So I'm just going to do it like that. And, you know, if you, same thing, if you, these are pretty small pieces. So I'm assuming you guys are all older since you're doing it by yourselves. But if we do have little ones, which I know we do still in the chat, you can always draw them on. You don't have to cut it out. You can just draw with a Sharpie, with a marker, with a crayon, however, that'll be fine too. So, and I'm just, now that I have my little set here, I'm just going to cut them out. I'm actually going to cut down the whole thing first. And it'll be easier for me to cut that way. I'm going to cut out slowly. And we are almost there. I promise. Okay. There's 1, 2. Okay, there's my beak. And we're going to cut out the feet. Okay, there's 1 foot. And now the second foot. Oh, sure. If you missed the yellow paper, I can get back on it. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me finish cutting and I'll show you again. And that actually will give everybody else some time to cut and glue. So, all right, if you are done cutting out your parts, all you want to do is glue the beak here and the feet at the bottom. Okay, so while you do that, I'm going to help Aria out and show the instructions for the beak again. So, Aria, what we did was really easy. I just held up my yellow piece of paper and kind of measured where I want the beak to go. So what I did was I held it up here and kind of drew a line. So I kind of want it to be in between both of these areas. So I'm just going to draw a line here. And then I'm going to go all the way down. And that's how I know where I'm going to measure the beak. So what we did was the beak was just a triangle. So we took this top part as the bottom of the triangle. And then we went 1, 2. And this is going to be our beak. And then the feet, we just drew a line here and did a W. And then another line here and did another W. And so when you cut it out, this one looks like this. And then you have your 2 W's here. Here, this is what they look like when you cut them out. Okay. Since you missed the part in the yellow, we are going to move on because it's almost time for us to go. But you can watch your YouTube channel and rewind it. And if you need more time, so let me put that again in the chat for you guys. Okay, you're done. Excellent. Thank you, Kiana. Okay, so let me glue these on very quickly and then we'll move on to the last of it, which is going to be the actually making it stand up on your shoulder. And also the eye and then the feathers. And we're done. Almost there, almost there. So put the beak here. My parrot is so cute. There's my beak. And then I'm going to glue the feet as well at the bottom. And let me just check. Is everybody else ready to move on? Can you raise your hand if you're ready for the next step? Raise your hand. I think we're not ready, actually. A couple of us are ready. Okay. Okay, looks like a few people are done. All right, so the next step, almost finished. See how I put my feet in the bottom here? Make sure you press it down, especially if you're using a glue stick like me. Oh, no, this glue stick is not great. Should use a better one. All right, here is my bird. Look, it's almost done. Okay, so what you want to do, if you actually want to make the bird stand up on your hand like this, like kind of like perched up like a pirate, you are going to need a hole puncher. Now, I have a hole puncher here, and you're actually going to make it so you're going to hole punch two sides, and you're going to run your pipe cleaner through it, and then it's kind of like a bracelet, right? So that's what we're going to do. So right underneath the wings on both sides, I'm going to punch two holes there, okay? Do this very carefully. I suggest if you don't have a hole puncher, then you can do this later. Do not try to stab it with scissors. Don't do anything like that. So just wait until you have a hole puncher. That's really the best way of doing it. So I'm gonna make sure it's kind of in the bottom. Oh, that was too low. Let's do it again. That was also too low. Okay, let me move on a little bit higher. Actually gonna move up to the side here. Okay, right there. It's fine. And here we go. There we go. So see that hole there? I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And now you see two holes here. There's one here and one here. You're going to take your pipe cleaner. In this case, I got red because it matches the rest of the bird. And you're going to run it through. You want to do this carefully through the bird like that. And then you can actually make the bird stand up on your hand. So I have way bigger hands than you guys. You probably just need the pipe cleaner, the one. I had two just in case it was too small for me, but it looks like one works even for me as an adult. So you just want to take it, put it around your hand, and then measure how big it's going to be. And then you can start twisting here. And be very careful. Ask your parents to help you with this part because pipe cleaners have a little bit of a sticky end here. See that? So you want to be very careful with this part. And parents, once you have your kids with the bird on the arm, you can actually just fold the edges here. Make sure into itself like that so that you don't stab anyone or themselves. Okay. And so that one you can actually take on and off as you please. And you can have the parrot stand up on your hand. But we're going to move on to finishing our parrot. So our last part is going to be the feathers. The feathers cannot be glued. I mean, they could be glued on technically, but it's going to take a really long time and it's going to take a lot of glue. So what we're going to do instead, I have my feathers here and I would like to have personally all these feathers on, but there's too many feathers and I just can't put all of those in at the same time. So I'm going to pick two of these. I'm actually going to let you pick for me. So tell me which color. I'm going to do two colors. Which color would you like to see on Winston here, my parrot that I made? With all these pretty colors. Which one, if you can tell me in the chat, which color do you think I should put on Winston? Aria says green and yellow. Lillian says blue. Let's take some suggestions. Anybody else? Wesley says dark blue. You know what? I really like the dark blue one, so I'm going to put this one to the side. Which other one? We have some options. I said green and yellow. Lillian said blue and dark, and Wesley said dark blue. So I'm actually going to go with the yellow. Thank you, guys. Excellent. So now that I have both of my feathers, this is where the tape comes in because I just can't glue these on successfully in a short period of time. So I'm actually going to tape these inside the bird. So I have some tape here. Zenaria said pink. And maybe I should add some pink. Okay, just the 3, that's it. I love these feathers, they're so pretty. So I'm actually gonna start with the smaller one now that we added the pink. And I have just a piece of tape. I'm gonna put it at the bottom. Kind of want to pull this back a little bit so that, so that you have enough space with sticky stuff on it. And then we're just gonna put it inside the bird. Like that. I'll show you the inside. See? So you just tape the inside and you're gonna do that with every feather. That's why, you see, that's why I can't have all of the feathers, unfortunately, even though I want to. But that would be too much. Okay, next feather has some tape on it. I'm gonna tape it to the back, and I'm kind of going off the sizes because, oops, see, I already messed it up. Because the yellow one is the biggest one, so that one is gonna show no matter what. So I'm gonna put him in order of height, actually. The next tallest one is the blue. I'm gonna put it in here. There's the blue. And finally, we're gonna do the yellow one. And for this one, I'm gonna add a bigger piece just so that it can secure the other ones too. So you have a bigger piece of tape. And I'm gonna put that on there. And, ooh. And it goes in, there we go. Maybe that one was too big. Oh no, it's on there, okay. Let's try that one more time. Done, okay, great, we're almost done. And the last part is gonna be our eye, and that's it, we're finished. So here goes our last feather. Put it in there. There we go. Okay, so here's my bird, finished almost. And then our last step is going to be to glue the googly eye to the face, and we are done. So parents, if you can check some of these googly eyes, the most of the newer googly eyes are actually self-adhesive unless it otherwise says that it's not. So you can actually check. Sometimes it's a little hard to peel, so you want to check, make sure that they are or are not self-adhesive. If they're not, which actually I don't think this one is, now that I'm looking at it, you can just glue it on. So I'm going to take my white glue again, because the glue stick really won't work in this part. This surface is very shiny in the back of the googly eye, so it won't work. So I added some white glue. Yay, thank you, Wesley. I'm so glad. And before you leave, let me give you my emails. If you can send me some photos of your parrots, I would love to see them. And this was actually way longer than I thought. So thank you all for sticking with me. Put the eye on, and that is it. Here is our parrot, and it actually will stand up on my hand with this bracelet from the pipe cleaner. So here is our parrot. Thank you so much, everybody, for being with us today. Let me share you my email. And please send me some pictures. I'd love to see them. Okay, I just put my email. Yes, please. I just put my email in the chat. So please, please, please feel free to send me some pictures. I'd love to see them. And then I'll share them to our Facebook page and our Instagram. So if you don't want your child's face on there, totally understandable. Just you can just send me the pictures of the crafts and your name. And then I will post that to social media, okay? Let me fix this yellow feathers kind of falling off. So it's really hard to tape feathers. So thank you, guys. Here is our bird. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. I can't believe all of you guys actually stuck with me the whole time. And that was really long. So thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend, you guys. Enjoy the sunshine. If you live in California, we have really good weather right now. Bye. Thank you, Vian. Thank you, Lillian. Thank you, Wesley, Kiana, and Lauren. Lots of love. I miss you guys so much. I hope I can see you in person soon. So I miss you terribly if you did come in person. And if you didn't, thank you so much for joining us wherever you're watching from. Thank you, Arjun. Thank you, Zanira. I had a lot of fun with you too. Thank you, Pervy. I'm glad you had a good time. Okay, everybody, I'm going to end the webinar now. So thank you again. Please feel free to send me pictures. And if you have any feedback from the story time from the craft, I'd love to know what you thought about it, okay? All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye, Aria. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend.